my friend. Welcome. Today we're going to talk about the third cosmic law, and I'm going to elucidate, to explain the secret of the third cosmic law. But first, I'd like to explain to you why I'm doing this 8 series, this octave on the cosmic laws. And I can best explain that to you by telling you a story, by relating a story from Idris Shah, a Sufi, in fact the head of the Sufis for many years. The story is about a teacher, I guess like a teacher like me, a mullah. In the East, they call teachers mullahs, a mullah or a mullah. And this particular teacher was named Nasirudin, Mullah Nasirudin. One day, the mullah was taking his donkey to cross the border, as he usually did, and there was a new border guard there. Now the border guard, he'd heard of Mullah Nasirudin, and he knew his reputation. So he searched that donkey, and he searched the mullah, but you know what? He couldn't find anything. He couldn't find any gold, he couldn't find any diamonds, and he couldn't find even any Turkish coffee. So I had to let him go. So a couple of weeks went by, and the mullah led his donkeys up to the border, and there again the border guard searched him. That border guard said to himself, I know he's smuggling something. So he searched, and he searched. He searched through all the packages, and he searched everything, but he couldn't find any contraband. So I had to let him go. This went on week after week after month, and finally 20 years went by, and the guard retired. Then one day he was in the coffee shop having a coffee, and in walks Mullah Nasirudin. Hey, Mullah, come over here a minute. Sit down, have a coffee with me. Okay, I think I will. So the mullah sits down, and the guard leans close. He says, Now, Mullah, I can't arrest you. I can't do anything to you. I'm retired. Tell me, what were you smuggling? Well, I'll tell you. I was smuggling donkeys. In these videos, I'm smuggling something too. I'm smuggling in ideas. The third universal law is the law of causation, that there is a cause behind everything. But before I give you the cosmic key, the key to that universal law, I'm going to have to build a straw horse. If you remember, the first law was as above, so below. And the second law is everything in motion. Now we come to the third law. And the third law says everything has a cause. The third universal law is the law of causation, that there is a cause behind everything. But before I give you the cosmic key, the key to that universal law, I'm going to have to build a straw horse.
If you remember, the first law was as above, so below. And the second law is everything in motion. Now we come to the third law. And the third law says everything has a cause.
A straw horse might show up in a garden to keep away crows, or at the Burning Man festival, but what I mean right now by building a straw horse in this argument, that is, this discussion, is setting up a premise that looks very real, but in fact, later on, I'm going to burn it up. So if you watch a debate or see a lecture or listen to a professor in a classroom, sometimes you'll hear them establish a truth right away that seems strong. However, it's human nature to take sides. Haven't you come across someone, no matter what you were talking about, who invariably, well, they took the other side? Human nature. Now, as an aside, there's another fact of nature. People are hungry for attention. Next time you get together with your friends, you're sitting around a table, having a cup of coffee, just sit back and watch what everybody else is doing. What they're doing is fighting for attention. If you want to succeed at the, what should I call it? The university of having good friends, you have to pay for it. That is, you have to pay attention to them. You have to pay attention. We crave it from the from the crib to the grave. But that's another matter. Right now, I want to build a strong premise. That is, I want to build a straw horse, so I can set fire to it and then give you the key to the third cosmic law. Probably everyone's seen The Matrix, so we all think we know a little bit about the idea that we're asleep. The truth is a lot worse than the movie portrayed. Not only are we asleep, we're robots. Robots that walk and talk and love and work and eat and sleep and all believe, well, we all believe we're awake. The truth is, we don't do anything. Everything around us simply just happens. Now, if you work along with me, I can prove it to you. Can you see my hand? See my hand right here? My hand? See, it's draping down like that. Okay, its fingers are relaxed. Now, I'll turn my hand over. Notice how it's cupped? A baby's hands won't do that. Well, baby's hands, when they're turned this way, they'll just flatten out like that. If you tried it with yourself, you'll see that this is true. Gravity is pulling down your fingers. There's no reason your hand shouldn't flatten out. As I said, a baby's hand will simply relax and flatten. All parts of our body are like this. Every muscle in our body has a routine, including eyes and the proprioceptors in our muscles, and especially in your larynx and your throat muscle. This means what you're looking in a certain direction, at a certain thing, you will look and focus as you have learned in the past. You will talk, you will walk, smile, frown, and react as you've learned to do before. Everyone's like this. And it's a truism that you make a habit and then it makes you. People hate the idea that they're machines, but it's true. If I ask what time you're going to get up in the morning tomorrow, you won't hesitate to tell me. And it'll be the same time you got up yesterday. And you will eat almost the same breakfast at lunch and dinner. Watch the same programs on the hypnotic eye. And then you'll go back to bed at the same time. You're being a machine. You're a robot. Don't worry about it. It happens to the best of us. In fact, it happens to all of us. For a machine, life happens. Even when artists think they're creating, actually they're gathering together old material, making a template from past experience, and they are asleep. They're applauding their creative abilities. I can show you this in another way. You get up tomorrow morning, get ready for work, go out to the car, and it won't start. Why not? Who knows? The mechanic says it's somewhere in the computer system. The ignition program. What he doesn't tell you is what caused that. As it turns out, a slight weather change in Nova Scotia created a butterfly effect, and all the cars like yours are now having ignition problems. Far-fetched, maybe. But for robots, for machines, causes are irrelevant. It just happened. Life just happens. You actually can't do anything. It just happens. Okay. I'm building a straw horse. I'm convincing you, aren't I? The straw horse is getting bigger and stronger. Here's the final shot of steroids. Right now, you're asleep, dreaming that you are awake. This is easy to prove. Without a doubt, you're sitting in a room somewhere watching this, right? Okay, pause this video, get up, take a break, and eat, or go get a cup of coffee or tea. Walk out of the room, but make sure you walk through only one doorway. And when you go through that doorway, stop and remember you are not a robot. Right now, I'm going to list these instructions so you'll know exactly what to do.
Pause video, leave room, go through one doorway, remember you are not a robot, take a break, come back, watch video.
Has that pesky robot been in here again? I tried to chase him away, but he keeps popping up. Listen, did you try that exercise? Because very soon, right now, as a matter of fact, I'm going to burn up that straw horse that I set up in the first part of this video. You know, I'm a pretty busy guy. I got to get going. You know, I'm the CEO of Wisdom Game. And I have a pretty important meeting today. I'm meeting with the venture capitalists. We're going to get funding, so I should be able to get a haircut at least pretty soon. Next time you see me, I probably will have a haircut. But I'm going to burn up that straw horse right now. You see this? That book of matches. Burning a straw horse is pretty easy. It only takes one match. And here's the match. You have to wake up to cause your reality. Until you wake up, you're just a robot. You're just asleep. Everything happens. When you wake up, you're the cause of yourself. Oh yes, one more thing I forgot. I found my watch. Here it is, right here, and the time is time to go. So I just thought I'd mention one more thing. Don't be a dweller on the threshold now. Because in the exercise, in the previous exercise, I hope you did it, because when you walk out of a room, you pass through a doorway. And when you walk back into the room, you pass through a doorway. You can't pass through a doorway one time. Did you remember yourself? Did you tell yourself you're not a robot? Think about it. You have to wake up to be the cause of your life. Thanks for watching.